Hello and welcome to the second edition of 5Q4 with me, Sanjeev. Today I'm joined by Mary, our CEO of Talbot's Law. Thank you very much for joining me today, Mary.
Thank you for inviting me.
No worries. And if I can just jump straight into the question, if that's okay with yourself.
Absolutely.
So, my first question is there a set training plan in place for the residential property team in Dudley, for paralegals and for fee earners?
Yes, Sanjeev, there is. We listen to feedback. We realise that we have a skills gap within that team, and we've set training plans which we're currently carrying out.
And I know that did involve moving certain members of the Dudley team to other offices, and how do you feel that has gone?
Yes, I think it's gone very well. We moved some of the panel teams, as you know, to Halesowen and also to Stourbridge, so that we could utilise our excellent trainers within those offices and bring the skills level up to where we need it to be.
Thank you very much. Then on to my second question. What would you consider as the biggest challenges within the residential property team right now, and how can we help to overcome these?
This might sound like a strange answer, but one of the biggest challenges is that we have too much work. We as a business and as a residential property department are very successful, and the more successful we are, the more work we attract. But perhaps the area that we really need to focus on, and which is why we're putting the training in place, is the Dudley property team, where there is no amount of work that we can actually receive into the business. But we have to get the structures right, we have to get the training right, and the teams in the right place to be able to deliver our excellent client service, which is really where we need to be.
Thank you very much. And then on to my next question. Is there a clear structural documented salary banding in place for all employees or job roles to ensure salaries are fair? And if not, how are the individual salaries decided?
Okay, that's a big question when you have 200 or more employees. We do have salary banding, which we use from an HR and a management point of view. And we get those bands by going out to the marketplace and benchmarking ourselves against our competition. And we use various consultants to help us with that, and feedback from agencies, which obviously is where we do a considerable amount of our recruitment from. So we think that we're fair in our banding. We're always open to be challenged and ask questions, as you are now. We like to be different. We want to offer not just a competitive salary product. It isn't all about salaries, but it is about the additional benefits like holiday and pensions, and we feel that we're really topping our competition on particularly those two areas at the moment.
Thank you very much, Mary. So on to our fourth question then. How do management feel the recent relocation of staff has gone? And I can ask from a personal point of view, with myself having moved from Halesowen to Kidderminster as well.
Well, it has been an absolutely huge task, and it ran very, very well. So sitting the other side of it, which we have been for 5 weeks, I would say overall it went extremely well. But the amount of planning that went in behind that, and the actual physical hard work, and I say physical because when you have Zoe and Emma and Leslie all actually using their cars and transporting things from one office to another, it becomes physical, and we actually owe them a great deal of thanks for making it as smooth as it was. And of course IT, they played their role. David Randall specifically was in over the weekends on both of the weekend moves, so that when people turned up to work on the Monday morning, computers were ready, telephones were ready, and we were all working within a very short space of time. So in hindsight, yes, very, very well. I think we've learned things from that move that we will take to our next move, I'm sure.
Thank you very much. And that brings me on to our final question, which was a bit of a surprise question as per last time we had an edition of 5Q4. So the surprise question, this one, Mary, which you're not too aware of, so I'm hoping I haven't caught you too off the cuff though, is...
I am very nervous.
No, it's not that bad a question, but it's a question that I had provided to me by one of our colleagues, and they said, do we have any plans in the future to acquire any firms towards Birmingham, moving into Birmingham, or do we have any plans to acquire any other firms in any other local area?
Okay, Plans, I guess people might interpret plans as being specific, targeted law firms that we would be talking to, and so would have a plan in place. So the answer to that question at the moment has to be no, but it does form part of our business plan that we will consider mergers, acquisitions and new office locations. So yes, we always have our eyes open to potential opportunities. And of course, if we did acquire a practice, or perhaps even open a new office, that would help us achieve our ultimate business plan of the growth and the revenue that we want to achieve in the next 2 to 3 years.
Thank you very much. Wasn't that too much of a difficult question then?
No, I survived that one, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Mary, and that brings us to the end of the second edition of 5Q4. As again, I thank Mary for joining me here today.
Thank you, Sanjeev. And
I hope that you all enjoyed the video, and please remember to keep sending me in your questions to my email address and putting the subject line as 5Q4, and join me next time for our next edition of 5Q4. Thank you very much and all the best. Bye.